Hello, it's Chelsea, and in this video I'm going to be showing you my process for a 9x12 traditional scrapbook layout. So what I'm doing on this page is essentially using all scrap paper to first of all piece together a 9x12 base and then kind of put my layout together from there. So the first thing that I'm doing is I'm taking this striped scrap of paper that I believe was from Bella Boulevard. It might be a couple years old at this point, but I want a 12-inch strip of this paper. So I'm just kind of cutting it down into strips, and what I'm going to end up doing is lining up the stripe pattern and sort of adhering them end to end to make a longer strip of paper. So you can see me doing that there. I'm just using a piece of random washi tape to put the two together. I don't know if you're anything like me. You probably have a lot of washi tape that just does not end up getting used for a time. I feel like I was collecting it like crazy, and then I just kind of haven't been using it. So that's what I'm doing to kind of stretch that piece of paper a little further. I tend to like with the 9x12 a more vertical, like my paper strip. Like if I'm using strips of any kind, like I like a vertical. I feel like it just works with the like aspect ratio of the page. So yeah, once I have those pieces kind of adhered end to end, just with the washi on the back, I'm using my ruler and my X-Acto to kind of square it up. I'm just following the vertical line printed on the pattern to do that. And then once I have like this longer strip, I'll use my paper trimmer to trim it down to the 12 inches that I am wanting for my my base that I'm making here. So yeah, doing the same on the other side. And then to put the yellow floral and the green stripe together, I'm doing a similar kind of thing where I'm just kind of butting them up against each other and then using the washi to... Actually, a better way to do it is kind of what I'm doing here. Putting the washi on one of the two pages and then kind of sliding the second piece up against it and attaching them down. I feel like that's secure enough for something that's going into a page protector. So that's how I end up doing that. And I do the same to add the pink strip onto this layout as well. So you'll see that that pink strip is not 12 inches tall. So I just sort of eyeball a center placement for it and attach it that way. And then I'll end up using another little scrap of the yellow floral to sort of fill out those missing areas. While I'm doing that, I just want to mention this page is part of a larger project that I've been working on that I'm calling My Lost Years. And essentially what it is my attempt at traditionally scrapbooking like childhood photos, stuff, basically all of the time up until when I started annual scrapbooking, which is like over 20 years. But it's a slow moving project, but it's something I work on just as I'm like caught up on my annual stuff or whatever else. I just kind of pull these in sometimes, and they're quick and they're kind of fun, and it's a really nice way to use up the scraps. One of my main goals in doing this project is, first of all, just to kind of have all those photos scrapped and in albums on a shelf just for, future reference, but also to get like my insane collection of paper scraps used. So a lot of those pages end up like this kind of pieced together patchwork thing, but I really like doing it. They come together fairly quickly, and I think I think they're fun. So, these photos today are from Easter 1999, if you wanted to know. So, coming back to what I'm doing to the page here, I am just adding those little pieces of the yellow floral on the top and bottom of my pink strip there, trimming it up to just get everything square. And then once I do that, I will take the entire thing over to my paper trimmer and I'll trim it so that the width of the overall page is at the proper 9 inches, cutting off at the yellow side because there's more of that pattern there. And that little yellow scrap really does get scrapped. I'm not going to use that part again. So now I'm pulling my photos back in and I'm trying to decide like which ones I actually want to use. Another thing that I'm doing when if you are at all interested in like back scrapping large amounts of time, I don't, plan layouts. I don't like print my pictures at different sizes. Everything just gets printed at like a 4x6. Once in a while, if there's like a really good picture, like that I really love, and I know it's going to be like a one photo like page, I'll do like a 5x7, but majority of the time it's just everything is pretty much 4x6 just to make it simple. And I batch print the photos. I think I got these like just from Shutterfly or something. If you're not printing at home. At the time that I printed these, I wasn't. So, yeah, it just kind of takes some of the guesswork out of it. I think that makes it easier and helps stuff to move along a little bit. It's not about necessarily documenting every single moment the way that like my current project life scrapbooking can tend to become sometimes. Just again, like I said, getting things in albums, getting paper used up, and there you go. So I'm just matting the 2 photos that I ended up deciding to use. The third will go on its own page at another time. I'm just matting these on some white paper. I think this is it's not copy paper, but it's like a next step up printer paper. It's just a scrap that I had from something I might have printed out for like a week in the life or something. So just matting it on there and getting those laid out. I do like to generally place them before I start adhering stuff down just so I can visually try to kind of keep stuff straight and everything. So I like to use double-sided tape to adhere my photos down to these pages. Again, I use the grid on my cutting mat to help me keep the base page straight and then eyeball the photo to put that on there more or less straight. I feel like sometimes I'll make a page and at the end I'll find the whole thing is like skewed a little bit. So just trying to avoid that. Not a big deal, but just trying to keep it as straight as possible. So then I just pop that other photo on there. And then to embellish, this is already a pretty busy page, but I pull over these Easter chipboard stickers from Ellie's studio that I have. And I liked the Easter eggs. I thought the colors also just happened to go really well with what I had. I don't end up using that green one, but the yellow and the pink I thought were really nice. Like one on each side there, pointed in opposite directions. And then I kind of wanted a title, and I happen to have a second package of these. So I dig into the second package and use the Happy Easter title piece. And again, I think the colors just happen to go perfectly, which is always really lucky when you're just kind of pulling from scraps and not really planning anything out. So I'm poking around in these sticker sheets, trying to see if I might want to add one more, like to that center area. I try out that little strip, but decide I actually think it looks pretty complete, just like this. So I end up calling that good. I don't do any journaling or anything for the most part on these because I don't remember Easter 1999. It's just about the photos. So I hope you guys liked this. Hopefully it gives you some ideas for ways to use up scraps or other projects you might want to start taking on. Anybody else want to back scrap their entire childhood with me? But yeah, I'll be back with more of these, I'm sure, and everything else. See ya.